Hey, what up? It's Tampa Brad, and this is law number 3 of the 48 Laws of Power: Conceal your intentions. I really love this law in the book in particular because this is the first time that the author brings in Yellow Kid Wild, and that's someone who, if you haven't read into Yellow Kid Wild or what he did or what he was known for, I would highly recommend it. Because honestly, it's just entertaining. Like, it's just very clever the way he came up with. He was a con artist, in case you don't know, and the way he developed his cons and had them play out was just like super. Not necessarily that you want to aspire to that. I don't necessarily aspire to that, but I have great admiration for the guts that it takes to be a con artist and pull off a con. So that said, the law is conceal your intentions. Now, if you've seen my other 2 videos, if not, definitely go back and watch those for laws 1 and 2. We'll throw a card in here or a link in the description or something. If you haven't seen those, definitely go check them out. And what I've addressed in each of those is the fact that some of the laws in the 48, I think, are based in a scarcity mindset. A more old-fashioned is not the right term, but that's what comes to mind. A more scarce, closed off, in a way you could say pre-internet mindset of needing to get one over on someone and needing to get the leg up on somebody. It's the reason I like the book is for the practical, really, elbows in the mud, kind of really practical tips that the author is great at laying out. But in doing that, there's some, with anything, there's some things that you have to take with a grain of salt. And this was one of them for me, but I think that there's still some extremely valuable bits of information in here that you need to take heed of if you're going to be a person of power or a successful person. In my experience, the things that we're going to talk about in this law make all the difference when you're trying to present yourself to someone or present your ideas to someone. This is massive. So conceal your intentions. What's my spin on that? I would rephrase it as one portion of it is say something without saying it. So let me give you an example. There's a way to, a great way to think about this is in the realm of dating, right? So if you walk up to a girl, say you're a man, I'm 26, say I'm a 26-year-old guy, I walked up to, some beautiful 23-year-old girl, and I'm like, I think you're gorgeous. I want to have sex with you. I want to make babies with you. Let's go do it right now. My place, 5 minutes. See you there. That's probably not going to have the best outcome. If I really want that to happen, that's probably not the way to go about it. The way to go about it would be to be carefree. Show her that I'm a cool person, that I have, like what's called social proof, that other girls find me safe to be around. Find out that other girls are interested in me, are interested in what I'm doing, that I have cool friends, that I have cool hobbies, that I'm a man on my purpose, which then makes me attractive. Not to just come out and say all the stuff that I want to do. And the reason why is because that's already implied. And this is, I could go on and on for dating stuff, and I will go on and make videos about that. But the point here is, if you're in the dating example, it goes without saying that if you're a man speaking to a woman that you find attractive, obviously you want to have some sort of relationship with her, be that sexual or otherwise. There's something chemical going on. You want something to happen. You don't have to say it. It's on a subverbal level. And the person who can be the, shall I say, coolest in not saying it, but not saying it, acting it out, but not saying it, not having to go directly at it, being able to get at it from an oblique angle that puts no pressure on anyone, that is the person who's going to succeed 9 times out of 10. Outside of the dating sphere, it's very tempting to think that you can just walk right up to a person and tell them what your intention is, what you want to do, and what you want to happen. From what I've seen, actually, this is something that I think that Gary Vee, not that he gets it wrong, and God, do I love Gary Vee. That man is, he is the shit. But a thing that I think not necessarily that Gary Vee gets wrong, but something that he doesn't address as much as maybe he needs to for all of his audience to really understand what he's saying, is he says go right at the people you want to mentor you. Just brute force it. Go hit up as many of them as you can. Cats are getting loud in the background if you can hear that. But hit up as many of them as you can and try to go intern for them, work for them, whatever. Just go straight at it. Eventually someone's going to say yes if you brute force it and bring enough value. Now, I don't disagree with that at all. However, going back to the law, conceal your intentions, if you go straight at the person and bring them value in a way that's looking to get something back for you, if your end goal really is to just get something back for you, and that's completely obvious, and here's the key, if it's obvious that that's what you're doing, then it's going to feel weird, transactional, it's going to feel sticky to the person. That's a good way to put it, actually. That just dawned on me. It feels like tacky. You don't like when you have sticky stuff on your hands. Like if you pick something up and it leaves like a tacky thing on your hands. Nobody really likes that. That's how it feels when you interact with a person who's clearly trying to get something from you, and they just let you see it. You know, it's like, I don't need to see the inner workings of the machine. I just want what it puts out. I don't need to get into all the grimy details. I appreciate that they're there, and I'm not naive to that, but I don't need to have them put in my face. Again, just like the dating example, it goes without saying. So that, I think, is the practical application in the, I have to put a positive spin on whatever I talk about, and especially this book. I love it so much. I'm determined to rephrase it or rebrand it, so to speak, in my videos, in how I perceive it and how I think you in the year 2019 and forward, we're doing this video in 2019, maybe you're watching this in 2020, how you can get the most value out of it in an internet era and going forward. And I think these laws absolutely still apply, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, they are so valuable to understand. So concealing your intentions is really about not giving up the game. It's actually about being able to play the game of being able to hold off, not having to do the lowest common denominator move of going straight at someone and just asking them for something straight up, because that's a taker move. What this really is saying is be a person of class, be a person of some structural integrity. Don't be trying to just expand and reach. Don't have that reaching energy. I interact with a lot of people who it's clear that they just have a reaching energy. They're clearly trying to like that, and it's really cool when I meet somebody who's just chill. They don't have a reaching energy. Maybe they reached out to me and maybe they are interested in doing something with me, but you notice even as I'm saying it, when I'm thinking of these people, it's clear that they don't want something from me. They want something that maybe is mutually beneficial. Obviously, they're going to get from it, and again, it goes without saying. You don't have to say it, but you can still benefit from it and allow it to happen. And frankly, this is something that I struggle with for a long time. And if you struggle with this, I empathize. And the reason it was a struggle for me, and maybe you feel similar, is that I wanted to be 100% authentic, 100% upfront, and really just express everything I felt right away. I was like, that's the authentic thing to do. I want to live an authentic life. I want to be an authentic person. And that's how I'm going to do it, by just expressing whatever it is that I want right up front, being completely blunt about it, frank, curt, to the point, bottom line up front. And what I found was, even though I was being authentic, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Have you ever seen that, where you realize you're just going to go up and you're just going to bear your heart on your sleeve and really put it out there and really just let somebody know how you're feeling, or like what you want to do with them, or like you're fired up and you're like, I have this idea, I want to do this with you, it's going to help me like this and it's going to help you like that, and they hate it, even though it totally makes sense. A big reason why they hated it, and trust me, I've had that happen to me so many times. I completely understand, I empathize, it sucks, but the reason that doesn't work, going out straight at something with someone, straight at what you want from them necessarily, because let's be frank, we all kind of want something from everybody we interact with. My girlfriend's in the other room. I kind of want to have nice emotions from her, have her be nice to me, and then have sex and us to just enjoy our lives together. That's what I want. But I don't go to her and I'm like, hey, I want us to have sex this many times. I want us to laugh together this many times. You just need to go about it without having to say, I want it to happen. Okay? So part of this is going from being a talker to a doer, right? So concealing your intentions can be, I'm just acting. I don't have to explain what I'm doing as I'm going. I don't feel the need to just explain and give a play-by-play as I'm doing something. I'm just going to go do it. You'll see this in a lot in transformational videos, especially the Real Social Dynamics videos. And Owen Cook, the lead RSD instructor, posted one recently of a transformation of a guy who can't express himself. He can't get out of his head. He's just totally, you can see that he's trapped. You can see that he's like afraid the whole time. And he would probably be, he'd be like, it's inauthentic for me. Really, he's just fucking afraid. He's just scared. And as most people would be if you brought him up in a crowd of 100 people, to be fair. But what they do is they get him moving. They get him out of his brain, into his body, he's not stuck in his head. And they get him doing, but you'll see there's a weird transition. You really should watch the video. If I remember, if Apollo does the edit, I'll try to have him put a link in the description. But if you watch that video, you can see there's certain points where the guy switches from narrating what he's doing to just doing. And that's what Conceal Your Intentions is about. It's about not feeling like you have to narrate what you're doing the whole time. It's about just fucking doing it. It's not playing this game of, okay, now I'm gonna do it, guys. It's like, there's another video by the same guys where Owen gets the dude to act like he's a pimp, like he's a boss motherfucker, and he's like, you want me to do the thing where I pretend that I have sex? Okay. And then he has this guy say his name. He says, I'm Eddie, bitch. How's that? And he's showing that the guy is switching back and forth from a persona of a doer to what he sees as his real self, as someone who has to narrate and can't just take decisive action. And decisive action, that word, I love that word so much, because decide comes from the Latin root of to cut off. And that's what this is about. When you're concealing your intentions, when you're just acting, you're just doing, you're not feeling like you have to narrate, you are deciding, you're acting, and you're going full steam ahead at what you want without having to talk about it or rationalize it to other people. What you're doing is you're cutting yourself off from other options. That's why this is scary for some people and they have trouble getting into it. And I know this is crazy. How did I get here from Conceal Your Intentions? But follow me. A lot of people struggle to get into the flow of just doing and not having to self-narrate and even narrate to other people in their lives, because they fundamentally understand the truth that when you decide you're going to do something and you take decisive action, literally you are cutting yourself off from other options. One of the fundamental laws, and this is where I love this because this seems to be contradictory, but one of the fundamental laws of the 48 Laws of Power, and any self-help guru, any professional person will tell you this, optionality is what gives you your power. A man derives his power from the options that he has. And when you cut those options off, it can be very scary. But what you don't realize is by cutting off the other fringe things of what you could do, all the good ideas of what you could do, and you just decide on one thing that you are good at and you focus on it, you actually get more access to more opportunity. A person who's in motion tends to be able to go and bounce off more things. Excuse me. Oh, that was terrible. And go and touch and influence more people. I shouldn't eat before I do these videos. I apologize. But the person who's in motion and has decided and cut themselves off from other opportunities or things they could possibly do, they can just go full steam forward, and they actually, ironically, wind up with more options than the person who can't decide. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my cat. It might be chewing on a dead animal. I don't know. Oh, it's a makeup brush. Never mind. But the person who has decided and cut off, they can go forward. They don't have to worry about this excess, thoughts of, oh, I could be doing this or I could be doing that. They're just going. They're just on their purpose. And that's what I saw in Yellow Kid Wild, for example. He's not worried about, oh, well, what if he thinks this? Or what if he thinks that? He's like, no, he's going to think this when he's talking about his mark or the guy he's conning. I love it. It's such a good story. You got to read the book. You got to read this chapter in particular because the con is so good. I won't spoil it, but it's amazing. So he's not thinking about all that extra crap. He's just doing the plan, comes up with a plan, execute the plan. No thoughts about consequences, no thoughts about what if, just pure action, okay? Now, how did we get all the way there from Conceal Your Intentions? Well, if you were paying attention, it's all interrelated, okay? Now, in the next video, I'm going to go into law number 4, which is always say less than is necessary. And if you watch this video and you enjoyed it, I need you, please, for the love of God, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it so you don't miss the next video, okay? The next video is going to be mind-blowing. I have thought so much about this next upcoming law, and I talk about it so much with people. I literally have gotten to the point to where in a conversation, I will say, somebody will say something and give me a reason to bring it up, and I'll be like, law number 4 always say less than is necessary. And they'll be like, huh? What? What are you talking about, law number 4? And then I'll go in and explain that it's from the 48 Laws of Power. You are going to get, this video, this law is killer. I love talking about this, the Conceal Your Intentions thing, and spinning it in a positive light rather than the negative, not negative, but the taker light of concealing your intentions so you can get one over on someone. You got to conceal your intentions so that you don't weird people out. That's what it's really all about. So, but the next one, oh my gosh, if you got value out of this, you are going to get so much value out of this next video. You have to subscribe. You have to hit the bell. You have to be notified when I drop it because, frankly, I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear how much value you're getting out of this and what specifically you're enjoying about these videos so that I can enhance them for you. I need to hear your feedback so that I can get better at this. I feel like I'm doing quite well at expressing this and getting consistent in these videos, but I still want it to be better. So I need the feedback. Okay, please leave a comment below or DM me on Instagram. I'm at Tampa Brad. I'll throw in the lower third. DM me, send me a message, leave a comment. I want to know your feedback. I want to know what you thought, what's better, or what could be better, what is already awesome that you want me to emphasize more. Let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like below. I'd really love that. It'd make my day. I'll see you in the next video. Law number 4 is coming up soon. Do not miss it. I'll see you in the next vid. Peace.